Welcome back to Rise of the Machines, you beautiful people. Oh, he's got monosword. Keep an eye on him and let's hope that we can take that. Anyway, we're starting off with a bunch of sappers coming from the Shattered Empire again. And where are you cheeky chappies going to try and breach? So if they try to get through here, they are going to be there for a very, very long time, which is going to be super annoying. Yeah, they are. I thought for a second they're going to come through this bit. Now, they came through here before, hence why we got a fake wall. So we got 3 walls on the outside, which is going to buy a little bit of protection for us. And most of them are out of grenades. Well, that's good. And then we also have military turrets to back them up. So someone's going to come in and start hacking up that wall nice and soon. Still raining. Albatross is slowly getting there. And we did decide to build an external wall across here, just to try and catch stray bullets, explosives, so when we go to retreats, we can come up here and through, there and through. And I'm thinking that we start to build kind of like a secondary defensive line across here, just for the reason that once this falls, which it will at some point, we can get out. Now, they are starting to hurt each other, but with the way that these guys behave, they're just going to stay there until this is gone. That weapon turned itself into a mini kill zone, which is good for us. Just realised a problem. Quite a big problem, even though it hasn't been a problem yet. They breach through here. They've now got a mini kill zone built for themselves to use against us. So we'll be over here shooting, and they'll be there shooting back at us, which is actually quite annoying. They push through, they get hit by the turrets, yes, but I'm thinking, because we're learning, slowly, but we are learning, I think that we actually have to come across. No, we're only going to come across by 1, so that turret still has a decent line of fire. So take that out like this, then come across and put a door there. Yeah, that should be good. Right, and I think we just extend that across here. And we break it into chambers as well. So when they come through, they can't actually achieve a massive amount. Cool. That's good. I like that. As for what we've done in between episodes, we've got some research done because our guys are super quick at research. Kicked out the last of the Siegebreaker helmets, which obviously for us, super good. And Hella did come in, but they kind of suck at the moment, so swarm around into Incendiary. And we managed to get a steel mortar out of it. So we now got 5 turrets instead of the 4. I'm not sure why that was so difficult to figure out. Be like, what's 4 plus 1? I don't know, it's been a long week. So yeah, we've got another one there, and we've also created another chamber into this section, and some of them are pushing through into the kill zone, which for us is amazing because, well, our kill zone is actually half decent. I mean, I think it's one of my favourite ones I've built. Very, very low maintenance, does the job, damage kind of gets spread out quite nicely. So yeah, that was a raid from the Shattered Empire, and they achieved a grand total of taking out 1 heavy auto turret. By any account, that is real good. Francis is running around and not shooting. He should be on fire when he sees enemies. Oh well, details, they did breach. Okay, we lost 2 turrets. Devastating. Now, something I'm really happy with. 3 mechanoid power cells, which has given us 15,000 watts of power, which obviously not a small amount. So one of those doesn't quite produce as much as an advanced geothermal power plant, well, generator. But we also don't need gas geysers for it. So in that sense, it's good. They can be unroofed or roofed. It doesn't matter. Those are bigger. And a little bit more limiting than these. So these we can just start putting in all over the place. And we had a, I don't know, drop pod come in, drop supplies. And it dropped out a 40mm cannon, which is the Bofors, which is what the M7 mechs use. Oh, and a actually crazy amount of Siegebreaker helmets. Our guys are anywhere excellent, it looks like now. Snobby like that, you see. So yeah, if we get an M7, that might be really good. So kind of what I'm thinking is I'm thinking about getting an M7 surrogate. Then off the back of the surrogate, we then make a brain and try to put the brain into it and see if that works. Probably won't, but that'd be useful. Because if we have a M7, even though it's a surrogate, one of these guys would have to mind control it. They mind control it. That counts as us having 2 colonists, even though only one would be fighting. And the Bofus is good, but our railguns are pretty devastating. This is not going as fast as I'd like, but it is getting somewhere. And also in the top, we also made a small rat run that I think that we should finish off now, just so we can get into the other parts of the map, because, well, there's a whole bunch of junk over here, and the less junk you have on the map, the better the game will run. Now, we are up to 9, so I think that we go up to 10, and that should be about, that'll be about a maximum of what we need, just for the simple reason that it's diminishing returns after that. I mean, anything above 6 is pretty much diminishing returns, but just getting through all of this crafting when we were slow at it kind of makes this a little bit better. Now, obviously, Albatross needs to be done. We are kicking out medikits, well, nano kits, which is quite good. And Giles, what were you looking like on upgrades? Man, not bad. Pretty decent. We can solve that. Alex, what about you? Cool, let's get Alex upgraded. So, allow all of this stuff. And let's start giving him the actual really, really good kit. So, soldier implant, neural highways, basic labour chip. And make sure he's got a battery pack. He's probably already got one on there, but details, we're not going to lose out by giving him an extra one. We'll give you some hearing sensors, some heat sinks. Not that heat sinks are actually going to make a massive difference, but they're going to be tougher than the ones that you'd have normally. So, well, if you take it like that, it means if something goes wrong and he gets shot, he's going to be a little bit tougher. And we'll also upgrade you, and you can have a whole bunch of stuff put in. Now, have I double clicked and missed things? Most likely. But does that really matter at the moment? No. If they've already got it, they can't have it reinstalled, so that's not an issue. And if I miss something, well, we'll find that sooner or later. Shame about these guys not being able to actually take much on. Part of the reason why we didn't make T2s at the start is, well, they just don't scale well. Do I want to get rid of Brucey? No. Do I want to get rid of Oscar? No. Actually, tell you what we can do. We can put cortical chips into them, then kill them, and then put those cortical chips into other T4s, which then transfer the consciousness from these into T4s. And the nice thing about these guys, because they're simple, they've got the mech trait. So permanent mood, 100% social impact, -90. Oosh, they're actually going to be insane, because they won't need the unfeeling trait, because they've got the mech trait instead. So they're going to be on like the same tier as James, and James is pretty much god tier. Why didn't I think about that earlier? Now we just got to start hunting down cortical stacks, and we're going to have... Oh, Brucey and Oscar are going to be insane. Ferals. Actually, not as many as I thought. How many humies? 25, 10 razor tooths, and 14 ogrons. Mind you, these ones are the more annoying ones. Shadarks. Basically, they fire like smoke pellets. They do a massive amount of damage. But what they do very well is stop turrets from firing. Now, they got a lot of guys with 303s. And 303s are nothing to sneeze at. So friendly fire is going to be brutal, because those guns are super inaccurate. Now, I don't want you on high explosive. I want you on swarmer rounds. And let's start pumping those out. We also don't want that stone there, because that's just going to get in the way. And once our little critters start closing in, these things are just going to start nuking each other. Okay, we've got incendiary rounds still in there. Okay, let's see how well these do. Mind you, incendiary rounds ain't doing too bad. Okay. Everyone on swarm rounds just because they're more fun. And we've got a couple people leveling up as well. But yeah, I think once we have 6 in there, they are going to be super dangerous. Just because it's almost like a continuous barrage. Yeah, they are having a bad time. The rounds are going off. They're shooting each other. People are going down. Mixes with the flames, and then they go off as well. I thought that was a money shot right then. It's not. And I guess the other side is it doesn't drop as many bodies. Now the issue why we're not using incendiary rounds is because we can't actually build Prometheum. And well, without Prometheum, well, no rounds. Fairly simple. And we don't really have the infrastructure set up to be able to produce it ourselves as such. We'd be able to in a while, but it also takes a long time to grow, and well, time is quite a limiting factor for us. So every 3 days we get attacked, and say if it takes 8 days to grow, something like that, yeah, we'd only get like 1 harvest for like 2.5 raids, and potentially 3, or we could have 4.5 if we get super unlucky with the timing. But all points considered, yeah, ferals turned out weren't too dangerous. These guys did used to have 50 cows, which meant that they were insane, but not anymore. One more raid from Hella coming in, but the high explosive mortar rounds are going to make very, very short work of this. First one took 3 down, and yeah, their armor's not going to offer much protection. I'm not going to say I feel bad for them, I don't. They decided to attack us. But they do not have a Scooby of what they're actually in for. And more of their special forces guys are showing up as well. Okay, they're beginning their assault. A little bit late. Most of these guys are going to end up bleeding up before they can even get to the base. I'll call that a victory. Maybe actually might be worth start clearing these areas out. So like their larger valleys. And with the larger valleys, well, that means there's less chance of these mortar rounds actually landing inside the mountains. Unless each time they just move down and hug the mountain, then it'll just be a continuous matter of moving the walls, which wouldn't work so well. But also just really enjoy the cook-off. It means any ammo you have on you becomes a weapon against you. Super dangerous. Well, at least the mortars are accurate. Well, semi-accurate. Emu Revenge. Emu is dead. Cool. Stop firing the mortars, because we don't need to anymore. And also means that we're going to spend less time crafting, and there's going to be less corpses on the map, which means less time breaking everything down. And these guys, despite these ones actually having half decent kit, so that's like all excellent quality, which obviously is quite nice. It still doesn't really mean a massive amount for us. We won't get much of what we need. We need to start breaking down power armor, and with the power armor breaking down, that's when we get the hyperweave. And with the hyperweave, we can make more siege breaker kits, because at the moment we're 1, 2, 3 short. Not the end of the world. The armor they've got on is actually really good, but naturally would prefer siege breaker kit because they have the Polaris shield belt, which is 1 shield. Okay, where are you, James? So yeah, he's got a legendary Polaris shield belt, which is really good. Then if we draft him, why did I choose James out of everyone to choose? Okay, legendary shield belt on Brucey, and then his excellent siege breaker kit also gives him 100 shields as well. So pretty fair to say, by the time the shields break to a Centipede, he would have already been dead. So a super worthwhile investment. Have been looking for cortical stacks, but unfortunately haven't actually been able to find any. What's taking you so long over here? That's taking Brucey ages. Mind you, James ain't particularly rapid at it either. Details, details. 7 centipedes and 1 termite. Small raid for them. With 2 lancers. They're actually up at the top of the map. I'm not sure where that thing's heading. Well, it's going for heavy reinforced walls, which means it's probably going to try to punch through this bit. That is potentially very, very problematic for us. Things that we know we can do. Little swarmer bots wipe mechanoid raids out like crazy. Okay, let's get onto that straight away. Swarmers. Giles, you don't really do much. Noah, you're onto here. Francis. Then Alex. And let's go Brucey. Right. If they start tunneling through, we've virtually got no kill zone on that side, so we'd be in a lot of trouble. We'll drop the shells, little bitey boys will go in, rip out the eyes of the centipedes, friendly fire will take a bunch of stuff out, ciphers will go down super quick, Should be a whole bunch of explosions going off, but don't do the most amount of damage, unfortunately. Yeah, not ideal. Whereas the little bitey boys, on the other hand, should be able to tie things over. They start shooting to support each other and end up friendly firing each other down. And when they're tied in close combat, they can't fight yet. So there's one centipede already out. And another one shooting it. Thermobarricade, go on, shoot, support your friend, save him. You going to do anything about this? Easy does it. And how's that thumper looking? That's dead. Cool, I think we'll just drop a couple more. Yeah, that'll do. You guys off here because we don't want the map overrun. And that is a very quick and easy way to deal with a centipede raid. They shoot each other, they cause a whole bunch of damage. That thing will come free to hopefully start shooting across here. Nope. Another shell came in. Lancers, not going to do a massive amount in this fight. Thermobarricade still being live is a bit of an issue because that will carry on tunneling. And friendly fire's not happening the way that we would like it. How many rounds you got left? I don't think you've shot that much, have you? No, he's got 8 rounds, probably one in the chamber. One extra centipede down, I'll take that. What about you? How are you looking? Sensors gone. Once the sensors are out, they can't fight. Well, shoot. And what are you doing? Still moving around to shoot walls. But without support of the other centipedes. Just so I don't make a mistake. No, that one's done as well. Cool. Yeah, that can shoot through there. We'll leave it be. That's not an issue. And then once they're in, we just shoot them down. Easy. Thermobarricade, with its last shot, managed to breach the walls. But that also means it's out of ammo. The other guys don't have eyes. So we just run in close, shoot them down. We could claim that centipede for our own if we wanted. And they've only got like a couple. One. Happy days. That is not half bad. Do need to reinforce this area now, so across there and to there. And then I think that we wall behind here. Is any of that necessary? I don't know. Seeing as that Thermobarricade, its last round was what took this wall out, I would say that it is. Because that one round could have killed pretty much the whole colony. They're insanely powerful. So actually taking it down, well, having the extra wall, which means that it ran out of ammo. No, I'll take that as a win. I like that. So the extra wall is going to be super worthwhile. This took way too long to figure out and has been bugging me. Why Afton wasn't nearly as good as the other guys, even though he's got better crafting. And it pretty much turns out because Afton's a T3. I thought he was a T4. So we've got 2 T2s, 1 T3, and then I think the rest are T4s. So yeah, we need 3 cortical stacks. What we'll do is we'll strip all the body parts off Afton. So uninstall all of this. And then that means we can reinstall it on the new T4 to replace Afton. Strip all stuff off Oscar, reinstall that on the new T4. That is going to be Oscar's, and then Bruce's. And also we need those cortical stacks, otherwise that isn't going to happen. Mech Kilo only sent 1 centipede, so nothing fancy. Literally walked in, got shot, destroyed the wall behind it, well, the door, which means now we have the Albatross ready. So let's go. I think it can take 7. Brucey and Oscar won't be doing much. Actually, let's just leave the other 2. And cannot refuel. Okay, let's do it the other way then. Load group. Giles doesn't have a gun because he decided to get malnourished. So there's 7 there. Accept. Everyone in. You ready to go? Cool. Launch group. And we'll drop at edge. Now, the issue with it is we don't know what we're going into. It could be a whole bunch of turrets and we literally go into our death. Also with Noah and Giles here, that is going to make the raids a lot smaller if for whatever reason we get delayed. Can you two rebuild worst case scenario? Nope. No. Fantastic. They don't have enough crafting to actually rebuild proper, and they're not very good at building either. Probably not the best two to leave. Probably should have sent those two. Those two kind of suck. And the Albatross is making its way across. Let's go a little bit quicker. It will stop when it is time. Generate a new map for encounter. And let's zoom in and let's see what we've got. That sucks. That really, really does suck. I mean, not actually the end of the world for us, but that could have been a lot worse. And all of that effort for what? To destroy that? Punch it. Step back and let's all just gunline it. Might take a little while, but at least the weather will clear up. And we've also got a ship, which means that we can do some trading and not have to rely on consoles, even though it seems to be doing alright. Whenever you're ready. Tidy, anything worth taking? Not really, but what we will do is we'll just expand home zone there. And everyone get back into the ship and load everything on. What have you guys in? What have we got? One component, mechanoid component, steel, plasteel, metal slag. Don't want sandstone. We'll take the cipher. All you guys off. And how quick can you load this? Pretty quick. Cool. Transport has finished loading, so we're not leaving anyone behind. And land on the designated tile. Easy does it. Once again, more mechanoids. So we've got a termite in the front, followed by 7 centipedes, which we seem to have been fighting for quite a while now. What we set here, we don't want swarm rounds. Now, swarm rounds are very good. They are exceptionally good, in fact. Probably one of the best rounds for fighting centipedes. Ooh, we could actually start kicking out EMPs. That'd probably be a little bit better. Issue being, tidying the map after a fight just takes far too long. To the point where I think that would actually start causing us trouble. So instead, we have the artillery. Let's just blast them to oblivion. A couple swarm rounds will come out of this. But I mean, 6 mortars shelling centipedes. This kind of only goes one way. If we hit them, that is. Which we might not. Not a bad shot there. Swarm rounds are coming out because that was what was loaded into a couple of them. Some friendly fire would be nice, but I'm not expecting miracles. And how many rounds do you have to tunnel with? You only have 10. Which is still enough to get through a lot. A lot of walls. Ah, amazing. I love bugs. Right. Let's deal with the bugs first, because by the time we get into defensive position to fight the bugs, this is going to be a similar defensive position we'll need to be in to fight the centipedes. And centipedes are the only things that we're actually worried about in that mechanoid army. And look how nice the map looks now that the weather's cleaned up. Not even mad. Not sure how that one survived. It did just take like a whole bunch of saber rounds to the face. Okay, this is not ideal. Not really how we want to be fighting them. And then mind you, we stay here, we should be right. Giles and let's go Francis. You guys aren't really needed, so you pull over here and start manning back up these turrets. Okay, we got Francis. You're ready. Set Giles onto that one. That leaves Alex. Whereabouts are you? You're there. Okay, let's not overcomplicate this. A reason you can't fight? Or you don't want to? Cool. And Brucey, you little slowpoke mate. It doesn't really matter where they land. We lose this. That's not an issue. Why can't you shoot? Okay, little design flaw there. We were going to put auto turrets, well, heavy auto cannons into this section, but we didn't quite have the resources. Not going to say I'm super regretting it, but that would be nice to have. Centipedes are pretty tough. I'm not expecting those fragments to do much. You guys come across here. We got a decent choke point across there. Fold them towards us. And James, get the old mono sword out and cause some problems for them. You guys gonna do much? Nah. Okay, let's push in, wipe these guys up before they can like chew on things that we don't want them gnawing on. James, back out to your main weapon. Shield's really good against fragmentation. Oh, looks like they were going after the ship. No, into the research lab. Out of all places you could go, why would you choose there? Dead. James took that one. These guys are still shelling. Whereabouts are the centipedes now? They're into place. One thermobaric round is enough to do any of our guys. Everyone reload just in case. Or in preparation is probably more appropriate. So, where can we get them? If we have a couple guys in here, they poke their head around the corner, that's going to be first wave down. You guys, I believe in you. Then we're going to need a second catchment zone for anything that gets past that. Move. Should be able to catch them on this angle and then move across. Oscar and Bruce, you two are here, which takes a different angle. Move. Re-engage. You guys take another shot. That guy pokes his head round, we can do him there. Cool, they got 2 heavy charge blaster peds. Alex, you move back. Giles is fine. Okay, I thought you took a face full of lead. No point you being there. You're not going to achieve much. You guys reform a line. And we got these 2. Not a crazy amount of health on them. And we know they're going to come towards us. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Centipede. We shoot, we scoop. Cool. One left back there. You guys come back. You've still got rounds. And we can shoot it and move before it can take a lock on us. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that was dealt with all right. Nothing fancy there. But what are we learning? New defensive position here. Something like that. Change those out to embrasures. So we can actually shoot. Sweep that area clear so there's going to be nothing there. Right. Yes, I am liking that. Put some turrets into this section. Come across here. Actually, what I am thinking is we can corral them into where we want them to go. So everything along there gets destroyed. Yeah, that's going to take out the power lines, but that's not an issue. We'll put reinforced ones. Yeah, that forces everything through into this section. That is looking good. I like that. Security-wise, I think we just go with the default heavy auto turrets. And leave a space in the middle. Cool. So they'll get the first volley. Anything that comes around, that one will get the first volley. Then maybe a second shot off, they're going to absorb the first round of hits. Because it doesn't need to shoot as far across on itself. We put divider wall, leave this one clear actually. So then they can come across this way. And methinks that we just seal them in. We'll obviously leave doors so people can get in and out. But that means if a round goes in and explodes, it's not taking everything down. And we've also researched auto doors. Auto doors there are going to kind of be pointless, but an auto door here is going to be very nice, and there. And auto door here. Cancel these off. And new auto doors onto that section. Means that we can get in and out nice and sharpish. Cool. I like that. That's a decent little defensive position there. Across here, that doesn't matter too much. We've got bugs there, not too bothered. All of the doors in the base will need to be changed out to auto doors. But that sounds like a problem for enough screen time. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Konzi. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.